I am Evan Jenkins. I'm joined by Kang, the producer of Carson Anderson today, and we're joined by two pretty cool guests, the headliners of UFC 218 that's coming to Detroit here at Little Caesars Arena, December 2nd. Max Holloway, the featherweight champion, and Frankie, Edgar, the challenger. How you guys doing this morning, and what do you guys know about Detroit? I mean, this will be a big event for Little Caesars. You guys haven't been here since you were at the Palace of Auburn Hills years ago now. What do you guys know about Detroit?
It's the Motor City. Eminem's from here.
Yeah. So I know Eminem, Big Sean.
Yeah.
I know
Henry Ford started off here. You know what I mean? So
All right. Well, you guys got what I know basically about it. I've lived here my whole life, so.
All right, guys. The big talk of the fight world this whole year pretty much was when Mayweather and McGregor fought. So it was a big money fight, right? I want to get you guys' opinions on money fights in general. Is that something that interests you guys also in your future, later on in your careers?
I mean, money definitely interests me. Sometimes Conor put himself in a position to fight for that kind of stuff. I do my best to put myself in those positions, but sometimes you have to have the gift of gab to do that.
Max, how do you feel about money fights, and is that something that interests you, whether it's in the UFC or even outside the UFC, like where Conor went with Mayweather?
Yeah, right now I'm about champ life. I want to build this champ aura, this champion run, and the money comes. And later on down the line, like you said, when I'm ready to hang it up, whatever, then we look for some big money fights, and if I can defend my belt, get big monies, and do that fights, then I'll do that. That man, like what Frankie said, takes a special person to have the gift of gab like that, and the guy got something on him, so. No hating there. It's he's a businessman. You can't hate on a businessman. But at the end of the day, if I had the same opportunities, I'll take it. But right now I'm focusing on champ life.
Now you mentioned champ life, and we talk about the gift of gab, and you guys are both sitting here. You all seem cool with each other, but I'm sure once the promos start getting going, you're going to get after each other a little bit, right? I mean, you guys can't like each other forever if you're going to go into a cage and fight.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what we were saying. It's a business, Fighting is a business, You talk your talk, you walk your walk, and at the end of the day, that's the beautiful thing. We're gonna be locked in a cage with each other for 25 minutes. We see who comes out on top, and all the talking, everything doesn't matter, What matters is the fight, and we get ready for it.
Now, you guys it seems like you're cool, but don't you almost, to get into a fight, this is me personally, I'm not much of a fighter, as you can tell. I mean, a frumpy frame and stuff like that.
He's never cut weight in his life.
Right, yeah. Look,
he's been adding weight. He's moving up weight classes.
Only time I cut weight is when I miss dinner. But do you have to pick out something that you just don't like, even if you really do like it, but you have to find something to get you going a little bit? Or is it just, this is what I do and this is what
I don't need to have any dislike or disdain towards anybody. It's a sport to me. He wants something I want, and I'm going to go in there and make sure it doesn't happen. That's kind of what bottom line for me. I don't need to be hateful or say I don't like his clothes or, whatever. It's a sport.
So doing these promotional tours doesn't add or take anything away from the what you guys are trying to accomplish in the end on December 2nd, basically. Just part of the job.
We're here letting people know we're about to throw down. We're going to put on a great show. Just because we don't talk about it, it doesn't mean we ain't going to do it. Both of us. If you look at our resume, we go in there and we put in work every time. So you don't have to talk about each other to do it.
You got two of the most exciting fighters in the UFC right now. Big thing in your sport right now going on is weight cutting issues. Okay, I mean, people are concerned about your health. You guys are obviously concerned about your own health. Do you feel that they need to change the weight cutting or do something about it or add more weight divisions? And also, how much do you guys weigh right now? Curiosity.
Yeah, I do think they need to do something. I don't think there's really a simple answer for it. You add more weight classes, it'll just give more opportunities for people to cut more weight.
Does that confuse fans, though, to have more weight divisions? Because, I mean, you want to be, people to be like, I know Frankie and Max fighting 145. I know the featherweight, so it's only 10 pounds more for the lightweight. But if you start adding 150, 165, does it confuse and there's too many divisions, too many fighters now? Or?
I don't think it confuses. I mean, boxing's every 7 pounds or something like that, So I think there's room for it, but I don't think it's going to discourage people from cutting weight. It's just, people, if 70 pounders going to be like, oh, there's just 65, I can go down to 65 now.
Yeah. What he said, I don't think so. The answer is adding more weight. You're just going to have more people be like, I can make more weight classes now, So at the end of that, I don't know how you solve it. You know, I don't know what, you know, people look for advantages a lot of times in any sport they do, you know, and well, our sport is, you know, some guys want to just be the bigger man, and that's just what it is. You know, it comes down to, I think UFC PI been doing a great job. You know, they got a performance institute now. You know, you can go there for free for the fighters, and you can talk to their nutritionists and whatever. I think so. UFC is making the right steps, but right now I can't say we have an answer. You know, in the new weight classes, people is gonna just be like, I can make 65 now. I can make 65 or 85 or 80 now with that, or 75. You know, so they keep going. You know, it just keep being a problem. I don't know how to solve it, to be honest.
You guys mind answering how much you guys weigh right now?
Yeah, I weigh about 160.
I know you never really cut that
Yeah,
much
not too
weight.
much.
Max,
Yeah, I
what-
weigh about like 170 right now.
All right. Yeah, because like I said, I mean, you guys make great points about the weight cutting. Everyone's just going to try to get an advantage. I mean, Kevin Lee's fighting for the championship, and he could barely make weight. And it's not like he didn't know what the weight was. You know, it's everyone's just trying to get around it and get as big as they can, I guess, when they enter the cage.
Yeah, and that whole pound allowance, you know, and Kevin came over 1 pound over, you know, it's championship fights, you know. People forget a bunch of times. People forget that you got to get to the weight. You got to be 45, 55.
Flat.
And when he get 56, you saw him look kind of like, oh, yeah, I'm on it. But, you know, on weight, you know, it's a different. Is it that last pound is a. can play tricks, yeah, can play
You're
tricks on
scraping
you.
the bottom. Last pound matters.
UFC 218 is coming to Little Caesars Arena here in Detroit. Tickets on sale Friday, tomorrow. You can get them anywhere in the arena that you want to go. The tickets will be available. And now, I have a question when it comes to power rankings. In the NFL, MLB, NBA, you'll see them where, like here to the Lions are ranked all over the place. Now, you guys have rankings where you're the number two, you're the number one contender, but you're ranked number 2. Do you guys pay attention to those rankings, or is that more for the fan of UFC?
Is that like for fight nerds, or is that just, you know, do you guys
I
care?
think it's just for something for people to talk about. You know, like people Monday morning water cooler talk. You know, it's more for the fans. I mean, it was kind of supposed to be maybe a ranking system to get title shots, who deserves them, but it kind of doesn't go that way. So it's more for the fans.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I don't look too much at the rankings. You know,
Well, you don't have to. You're number 1, right?
Well, but you know, even when it was coming up, you know, at the end of the day, what Frankie said, that the rank we're in a place where ranking system don't even matter. You know, I'm like, I just the pound for pound ranking just came out on Monday. I was number 4. Now I'm number 3, and then the guy I went above didn't fight. We didn't even fight, and it moved around. You know, so the ranking system makes no sense to me. You know, at the end of the day, you want to see who's the best, get them in there, make them fight, and you see who come on top.
Max, Frankie's already beat BJ Penn, a fellow Hawaiian, 3 times. Do you feel like you got to get something back for Hawaii in this fight, man? I mean, this guy is starting to say he owns Hawaii. He didn't not saying it himself, but I'm just saying his record speaks for itself.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you know, us Hawaiians, we're prideful, you know, and like you said, you got 3, you know. My plan is to get 1 back for Hawaii, you know. That's the plan, you know. This guy's 3-0 against something, you know, against anything. Imagine if he's 3-0 against Detroit. I'm pretty sure the city of Detroit would be mad, you know. So, yeah, definitely. That's one of the things, you know, that's one of the points, and
I'm just saying, no matter what happens, I just want to be able to go back to Hawaii. You know? It's
you
a
always
beautiful
welcome.
place,
You
know what
always
I'm saying?
welcome. You know, I know.
Just don't go to his island. That's all. Frankie, you're in another title fight. How do you find yourself in this position again? I mean, guys usually fall off after a loss or 2. They can't get back into it, but you're one of the toughest guys in the UFC, obviously, but you find yourself back in another title